Hi everyone, welcome to the Sip and Talk podcast. I'm Ellen.
I'm Nancy.
And on this week's episode, we are going to be focusing on the topic of dating, looking at the scene in general, apps, and modern love. So, how would you like to start off?
Just dating life in Dublin.
Yeah.
So from Dublin.
Since I'm from Dublin. I think the dating scene in Dublin is pretty limited.
Yeah.
I would say that there isn't really a whole lot that goes on, and it's really, really hard to meet people. And I don't know if that's just because everyone is moving away outside of Dublin, or if it's just people are so focused on trying to meet someone through an app that they kind of forget about, you know, the benefits of maybe going out and meeting someone in person, like a pub or like a social setting. Because I think everyone's afraid of interaction now, thanks social media. So I think people prefer to just do everything online, and dating now feels really impersonal. That's what I would say.
You sound so passionate about it. You're like, so impersonal. God, it's stuff out there.
It is. It's rough out here for people.
Yeah, I would agree with that, since I am in the dating scene more so than you. Yeah, I feel like it's really hard to meet people outside, like in bars or anywhere. Like back in the day, it used to be much more easier.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like if you approach someone's going to think you're weird for like talking to them in public. And I'm like, well, why is it weird? Like, yeah, that's how you meet people.
Yeah.
But people like, I don't know, meet on Instagram now. Even dating apps are like not the same.
They're not, no.
Yeah, so I don't even know where people look for love these days.
Yeah, because you've got, I mean, yeah, as you said, just bringing back to the Instagram thing, like Facebook now has an app. It's like it's like Facebook Meetup or something. It's like Messenger for people that want to date and meet up online. So, you know,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, apparently that's the thing. And then I'm sure there's something similar on Instagram, or usually when you're interacting with people, you know, they always want to you exchange Instagrams, and then that's kind of how things are taken forward. So that's sort of just the way of doing things now. But it's kind of unusual, I think, because I think, well, at least I know with my parents, everybody, like the older generation, they all meet in person.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to meet my husband in person at a nightclub. So yeah, I don't know, but I've also been on the dating apps, so I'm kind of, I feel like we're sort of bridging the cusp of the two things, of the two ways of interacting. Yeah. And what about living in small town Ireland since you've moved to Julie?
Only grandpa's there. Well, since I have left Dublin.
As if it wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, as if it wasn't hard enough in Dublin as it is. Since I left Dublin, I would say it's even harder to meet someone, because I moved to a really small town, which is a majority of like families who have young kids.
Yeah.
Or older families where kids have grown up and have left. So they're like elderly.
Yeah.
So there's no in between.
Yeah.
So it's like you go down to your local Spar. Well, I only have one Spar.
The one and only.
On the one and only main street. And you mainly see like elderly people or really young kids. And that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
End of the podcast.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thanks for tuning. That's it. I quit.
Well, look, on the topic of struggling to meet people, do you have any first date stories that you'd like to share with our audience?
No. I haven't been on any dates. I mean, the last time I went on a date was probably like when was it? September, maybe last year.
Yeah.
But that was very like, more like I was pushing myself to go on it, not because like I wanted to go on it.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any dates, recent dates. But if you go far back.
How far back do you want to go?
So when I was 12. No.
I'm actually trying to think of if I actually
Yeah,
can't
because you
remember any
haven't been
dates
on
that
the
I've been
dating
on.
scene in a long
Yeah, I
time.
also
So
haven't.
like,
Yeah.
you would think me as the single lady here, I would have many more stories. I do not. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. Yeah, I just can't think of any dates that I've been on that have been bad. Um,
Do you not
oh,
have
I
like
can.
any weird ones? I mean, I guess we can talk about the one I asked you to tag along with me.
Oh my god, yes, please. I think
But
you
you'll have
should
to
say it
talk
up.
more about it because I actually have deleted it from my memory.
Oh, have you?
As I realized recently that you reminded me that this existed.
Okay. Okay, so this was back in the early days when Nancy and I had sort of really just became friends, and we were both obsessed with like Korean K-pop culture. And we were on, there was a series of different apps. So we were on Meef, which I would just not recommend. There was a Hello Talk, and then there was another app. I can't think of the name, but for the sake of this story, Nancy was speaking to this guy on Hello Talk, and he was a Japanese guy. His name was Utah, and I don't know
Oh
how long he
god.
was in Dublin. I don't know if he's still here. I can't remember. I don't think he was
I
here
still
for
have him
long.
on Instagram, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think he's here.
Oh, you think he's still here? Okay.
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
you don't think
No,
so?
no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no.
I was thinking the same. And anyway, Nancy they were talking back and forth with this guy for a while, but then they had arranged to go for a dinner date in Kimchi Hop House, which is a restaurant here in Dublin City. And it's a Korean restaurant. And she didn't want to go by herself. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So she asked me to tag along as a third
Because
wheel.
I had this feeling that he's gonna be really strange. And since I can't do anything without you, apparently, I was like, Alan, come with me. That's a great idea.
Anyway, I was happy to go along for the troll because if you thought he was going to be strange,
Yeah.
then I think we would have had good. We would just get good fun out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, they had arrived before I did, and we were sitting at the bar. You and him were having drinks, and he was a really really short guy. Obviously, he worked out a lot because I think he was just wanted to show off his muscles all the time. So he was wearing a t-shirt that had that like he kept like pulling tight around his arms. And then he kept, and then I was locked in on this, and so I rock up, and he obviously must have thought it was super weird that I just decided to sit down with you guys, and then I think you obviously told him, you were like, this is my friend Ellen, and I'm actually not too sure. I couldn't read his expression. I couldn't tell whether he thought that was weird or if he was unhappy about me being there or what. But
surely I would have told him that you're coming by.
Like, oh, you must have, yeah.
Like, I'm not the type of person who would just like randomly like
just have me show up. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
surely he would have known.
He must have known.
Well, if he didn't, well, oops. Because I don't remember it.
Okay. But this guy, I don't know what kind of television he had been watching or what books he'd been reading, but he was obsessed with being a daddy. Okay. And he kept asking Nancy if she thought he was a daddy, if he gave off daddy energy, daddy vibes. And
would he be a good daddy?
Would he be a good daddy to her? And he was asking these questions in all seriousness with his full chest. So there was no irony. This was not like a joke. I feel like it wasn't a joke to him. I think he was actually quite serious. And overall, it was just weird. I don't remember how the date kind of unfolded. But anyway, the three of us went our separate ways. And I remember I went to the Lewis stop and I was waiting at the Lewis stop. And then you texted me. And it was screenshots of your conversation with Utah post the date. And so obviously you've been texting with him on the way home. And you had told him something about your dog, or he'd asked you what your plans were for the rest of the weekend. And you said you were like, oh, I'm taking my dog for a walk or something. I don't know, something along those lines. Your dog was mentioned.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't want to offend anybody when I say this, but he said, he literally with his full chest texted Nancy afterwards and was like, do you want me to eat him? Do you want me to eat your dog? And obviously Nancy's response was no.
No.
But so shout out Utah. Thank you for
great entertainment.
And I hope you're keeping well if you're watching this.
Yeah, I never saw you again.
if you're asking people to eat their dogs, that's not really daddy behavior.
Yeah.
And I hope you've learned from the error of your ways. And yeah.
The way I was on the edge of the seat during this story, because I have no
Yeah,
recollection.
no.
I was like, okay, what did he text me?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't there.
Yeah. Like it wasn't on your phone.
Yeah. This is a story about someone else, not me.
Yeah, that was really, really iconic. That was probably one of the
talking
funniest.
about random first dates.
I think I had third wheeled a number of your dates, or was that the first one? I think it depends.
I think that was the first one.
Yeah.
You third wheeled.
Yeah.
I think then you third wheel Sue as well.
I did. I third wheel Sue.
But it was because he was coming from a different country. Like,
yeah,
he was arriving from Germany.
Yeah.
Like, this guy came all the way to Dublin to visit me from Germany.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit suspicious who would do that.
Yeah.
But it was actually really nice. He was a nice guy.
He was actually pretty sound. He was pretty sound.
Probably that's the most normal one.
Yeah, he must have been. Yeah. No, he was pretty sound. I hope he's keeping well as well. Oh God, I do. I now that we're talking about it, some of them are coming to mind. They weren't really first dates, but like again, like you and I were kind of in that phase. We just wanted to meet Korean or Asian men on these dating apps, and I think there was one guy, and what was his name? I think his name was like Minchun or something, or Minyok or something. And he was again a Korean guy living in Dublin. He wasn't good looking, but he had I think he liked me more than I liked him, and I told him that I was like learning Korean, and his idea of a fun first date, he was like, why don't we go for a drink and you bring your Korean book and we'll basically do your Korean homework. So I was like, okay.
That's very kind of him. Clearly he has like teacher students fantasies.
So anyway, we went to this bar, and it was on the north side of Dublin. I remember we went into this bar, and he didn't say anything. So he was really chatty in text, but then actually in conversation he was like dull as fuck. Like I was like, there was just no conversation happening, and he wouldn't really look at me, and he would just like sit with his arms folded and like stare at his pint on the table.
Did he not drink the pint?
He was drinking it, but it was like he was nursing it for like hours. Like it was like he was a one and done guy, like one pint, I'm done. But he didn't like, there was no conversation, and he wasn't really looking at me, so I thought the behavior was kind of weird. Then all of a sudden I remember him being like, so show me your Korean homework. And I think he was more excited about that than me, actually. I was like, okay. So anyway, I take out my Korean books, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I have to do for my next class. Like I was like, might as well just do it now and just get professional help from a native speaker.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's grand. So anyway, as I said, he seemed more excited about doing the homework than actually interacting with me. And then once we were done, he said, like, the only words he spoke to me was like, oh, I want to see you again, let's organize something. But I just wasn't really feeling him, and I didn't fancy him, and like he was too boring for me. I was like, So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll organize something. And then we just didn't. And then I remember getting this text from him a couple of days later, and he was like, because you never reached out to me to organize something, I've decided to not speak to you again.
Okay, and I was like, thank you for announcing it to me.
I was like, fair enough. I'm not going to cry about it or anything. I was like, fair enough.
Also,
thanks.
Also, he could have texted first and organized something.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be you.
Yeah.
Like, also, it doesn't have to be him, but also if he really wanted to, he could have just, like, why was he just sitting at home and waiting for you to organize something? Like,
yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Step up.
Step up and take responsibility.
Yeah, literally step up. And if you want something, do it yourself. Like, God, not be like, oh, you didn't text me, so you know what? I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, the trash took itself out because I actually had no interest in seeing him again, so I was like, oh, that's fine. I don't even need to say anything or tell him. But then there was another instance. I met this guy in Kakao Talk, but I think he'd reached out to me, I think, over Facebook or Instagram prior to us exchanging Kakao Talk accounts or usernames IDs. Or whatever, IDs. Yeah, that's the word. And he, again, I think he liked me more than I liked him, but basically there used to be these Korean meetups in the Drunken Fish, and that was kind of the night out if you wanted to interact with, like, obviously Korean people and learn the language, or Japanese people, or whatever your fancy was. And we used to go to them quite a bit because we were like, that's a night out for us. And then we'd go. And
they had free karaoke as well.
Yeah, free karaoke. You could have like a meal, a drink. And then I think after that we'd stick around for that, have a couple of more drinks, do a bit of karaoke, and then we think we'd fuck off to the academy or something like that. I
Yeah,
think that
because
was our
back then,
weekend. That was
yeah,
our night
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But he came along to the Korean meetups quite a bit, and then I think it was around Halloween time, and the organizer of the Korean meetup, they were like, yeah, we're having like a fancy dress meetup this Friday before Halloween, whatever, end of October. So I was like, grand. So I'm gonna go as like, I think I dressed up as Jessica Rabbit, or I tried to. So I got like a red dress, I got some gloves, blah blah blah.
For
Tried to dress up
Halloween.
for Halloween. That was my costume. So
Oh,
dressing up as.
where was
Um,
I?
I actually don't think I knew you at this time, because I feel like you would have been, or maybe you couldn't. You were working, or maybe something.
Most Halloweens I was working. The
Yeah, you
only
were working.
Halloween I
Yeah,
actually was with you was the night I tried to be your friend. Then you were like, and that
Yeah.
was in the K-pop party.
Yeah. you must have been working then. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just go to this thing by myself. And
Oh.
I just went by myself because, well, I knew he was gonna go, so I was like, I'll just hang out with
Okay.
him. I think his name was June. And anyway, I told him what I was dressing up as, and he was like, "Oh, you're only dressing up like that for me." You know, Korean men, they're very possessive, right? He was like, "Oh, that's so sexy. You're only dressing up like that for me." Anyway, I was like, "Not really," but I was like, "Okay, fine." So anyway, he shows up, and oh god, this is awful. But I got really, really drunk. So I drank loads of soju, and he kept buying me beers. Like he wanted to make mech juice, so he kept buying me beer and soju and like mixing it up. And I didn't know any better. And I think
it's very ironic because you actually don't like beer.
I actually don't like beer, but I was like drinking a lot of it, and the meetup wasn't that busy, so not a lot of people showed up, so it was kind of boring. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just get drunk." Then we went and we did karaoke, and then I think I just got so drunk that I like got really, really emotional, and then I didn't want to be around him anymore, and he was like really handsy and like grabbing me and stuff outside the Drunken Fish, and I was like, I just want to go home. I think I started crying, and I was like, I don't want to be around you. And then we got on the Lewis, and then I think I got sick on the Lewis, so the Lewis security booted us off, right? And then I think I had to like call my dad, but I was so incoherent, I couldn't speak. So then June was trying to speak to my father unlimited English over the phone, and obviously my dad was obviously real concerned. So anyway, my dad like zooms. Yeah, he was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" My dad zooms into town, sees me and this guy, picks me up, and June literally had the audacity, and I remember this when my head was like, I was against the window, like, right. And I remember this, and June had the audacity to ask my dad to drop him home. June was like, I just live in town, sir, can you drop me home? And I think my dad just turned the next corner and turfed him the fuck out. He was like, get out of the car. Anyway, yeah. Look,
wow.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're irresponsible.
I thought you would say, like, when you said he had the audacity, I thought you were gonna say, like, who are you? Like the time when Barry came to pick you up.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was your brother. Yeah. I was like a proper squared up him, and I was like, "Well, who are you? You're not taking her anywhere."
Yeah. Look, you were doing your duty as a friend, and fair play to you.
Who are you? Do not touch her, sir. And then he was like, "I'm her brother," and I was like,
I think at the time I was like,
I was like, I didn't believe him because you know, I was like, oh, you could say, you could say anything, like you could say you were her husband, like for all I know. God, we were just like a couple months friends as well, so I didn't know your family, didn't know what they look like. I was like, maybe you have a secret husband, who knows? God, you know. And I'll be like, yeah, off you go,
and then you never see me again.
And I remember you were like leaning over and you were getting sick, and I was like, Alan, is this your brother? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you can take her home with my permission.
He was verified in your eyes, and you're like,
I was like, okay, it's all good, it's all good.
Yeah, funny times.
Oh God, imagine like your first date is so bad that you start crying.
Literally. But it was just because of the alcohol, I think.
Yeah, but like that means you were like, the vibe was so off that like.
Yeah, the more drunker I got, the more uncomfortable I felt around this man, and I was there by myself and scared, and I just wanted to go home, and I wanted him to leave me alone. But then I also didn't want him to leave me alone because he was literally the only person that I knew, and I was in such a state drunk that I was like, oh, maybe I should be just around a man, like in general, in case something happens to me. But yeah, you live and you learn. I'm just trying to think if I have any other funny stories
About dating.
just about dating.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. Okay.
I love the start of this.
No, and I don't want to embarrass him. He's never going to see this. That's why he's in Korea now with the love of his life. He's probably married, but stop. So again, okay, I met this guy on. I think it was. I don't know. I don't think it was Meef. I think we avoided Meef because we just weren't. We were kind of getting the type of attention we just didn't want.
Because on Meef as well, there was a lot of guys who were actually not of Asian.
Yeah, ethnicity.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
I was gonna say descent.
No, ethnicity.
That was there like
it was on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah,
it's there. And no, this guy was actually, he seemed really, really nice. He was nice. And no, where did I meet him? No, I met him in I remember now. I met him in Yamamori at the Japanese meetup, but he was Korean, and he was really, really good looking. Like he tickled he fancy at the time. He buttered my toast. He was nice and tall, dressed well, smelled good. I was like, okay, I'm kind of into this guy. But he was more kind of like slight, like he was tall, but he was like slight, so he wasn't, I suppose,
like
slimmer, yeah. But you know, he had like a big spread, so when he was sitting down, he like legs were out, you know, man spreading, and I thought, oh, he must have like, you know, he must be packing.
He must
because
be
he needs a lot of space.
Daddy behavior.
Yeah, very daddy. Utah, take notes, and giving daddy behavior.
Spread.
And anyway, we got to talking, and truthfully, I just don't think he really actually fancied me, but he was just being polite and just agreed to go on dates with me and like go for dinner. And then I ended up going back to his place, and he shared a place in the city center with another Korean guy, his roommate, and we shared, I think I'm just trying to remember the setup of the room. So you go into the apartment, I think off to the right was like the kitchen, and then you go down the hall, and then there's like straight ahead of you is like a really small bathroom, and then into the left is like one of the bedrooms. But in the bedroom there were two beds, and I think him and his roommate shared that room, and then I think their landlady was had another bedroom or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting setup. I'm just trying to like really remember. Anyway, his roommate was there, and then his roommate was like, oh, do you want to have a drink? And I said, yeah. And then so his roommate very kindly actually went out and like went and bought like cans of like, I think cider and like, you know, there's cocktails in a can, drinks from the shop, whatever, with his own money. I didn't give him any money. He didn't ask me for any money. So I was like, okay, that's pretty decent.
Very kind of him.
So then we're sitting, the three of us just sitting in this room drinking and chatting. Anyway, his roommate like, you know, makes a face at his bro, and he's like, I'm gonna, you know, head out, like, you know, whatever.
Wink, wink.
Anyway, we like try to go to sleep, and then I think this guy was like, he like, you know, wanted to clap cheeks, and I was like, all right, that's fair enough. Like, show me, because in my head I had imagined that he had this big package, right? So I was like, bet, like I thought I was going to get,
I'm ready.
I thought I was going to get dick down real good, truthfully. So anyway, you know, we're like undressing, whatever, and he's in a vulnerable moment, and you know, I see what he's got. And it was, now at first I thought he was a grower,
not a
so
shower.
I was like, okay, maybe he's just like super flaccid, and it'll, you know, kick into gear. Show up, turn up to the party. That didn't happen. I think that was the biggest he got, and he had it was a massive ball sack and like a tiny micro penis. Oh, like it was, I remember, because I thought he was a shower. So anyway, he's like trying to, like, you know, we're trying to get on with the penetration or whatever, and I asked him, I was like, are you inside me? And I was like, oh, are you like not in yet? And I was trying to like guide him in, but I just couldn't feel anything. And then he was like, I'm inside you. He was like, I'm Ellen, I'm inside you. And I just was like in my head I was like, you can't be, because like I just feel I feel like I get more sensation from inserting a tampon than I did having sex with this man. Like there was absolutely nothing. There was just nothing. I was feeling nothing. And then because he was so small, he couldn't even thrust properly, because it was just every time he pulled back it was coming out. So it was just awkward for everybody. And then I think I just said to him, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I think we just need to stop. And then he got really, really embarrassed, and his face went bright red, and then he was like pulling on his clothes, and like I think he was like almost gonna start crying. He went to the bathroom for a period of time, like he was there for 10 minutes in the bathroom. I think he was just, it was just awkward for everyone, and I just felt so bad for him. And yeah.
So I have a question after that.
Yeah, oh god.
So like,
Yeah,
because of his massive balls, when he was thrusting inside you, were they like hitting you?
they were like hitting me, they were like, yeah, slapping
Yeah,
me, yeah.
So now maybe that's why he was manspreading, because his bowels were so
'Cause his-
massive.
It made sense that that's the reason why he was manspreading, because his balls were just so big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you felt more the balls than
I felt more his balls
the equipment.
against my flaps than the
Oh
actual
my
tool.
God.
Yeah,
Oh god.
yeah,
Well, I've never had an experience like that.
yeah. It was quite something. And I wasn't even like, we weren't like super drunk. He wasn't super drunk or anything. So like, I just was like, oh my god, this man has a micro penis. And then yeah, it just, that was the end of that. And then
Did you just like go home right after it?
no,
or you
I stayed the night.
Oh,
And
God.
then no, I did. I stayed the night, and then because I didn't want to just like leave after that, because I think he just felt so bad afterwards. So out of the goodness of my heart, I was like, fuck it, I'll just stay the night.
Just for you.
Just for me, just for him. And then but then the day after, he like he like walked me to the Lewis, and then I just went home or whatever.
And then you never spoke
But we
again.
know we did. We continued texting, and then we ended up going to the Drunken Fish with like, oh, do you remember like Chip and Orla and like David and all those people? So I was like, oh, come along and like hang out. Let's hang out with these people, whatever. We're gonna go back to Drunken Fish. So he was like, yeah, that's fine. But then he just didn't. He just then didn't really interact with anybody. Like I tried to introduce him to people, and he would just say hi and like look away or like walk away or go and sit down in the corner, and like was just very like antisocial. And then I think I was having a conversation with the girls about some other guys, and he just didn't like that. And then I remember he like got up and like ran out the door. Like he ran out the door. I thought something had spooked him, so I went after him.
Oh,
And I catch up to him as he's like around the corner of Drunken Fish, and he's like furiously trying to light a cigarette, and he just seems real agitated. So he's like, oh, like, you know. And I was like, what?
Because you were talking to other girls.
Well, I was talking to the girls about other men, and I just think
Oh.
he didn't like that.
How dare you?
Yeah. And then I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you okay? And he was like, I just don't like the topic of conversation. He's like, I just don't want to be here. And
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Go
I was like, what do you
home?
say to that? I was like, okay, like if you want to go home.
Go
And
home.
he's like, yeah, but like I just think like you as my girlfriend should come with me.
Did he ask you to be his girlfriend?
No. There was no. So this girlfriend, when he said girlfriend, that spun me, because I was like, we've never had that conversation. Like this is the thing, and like Korean men just be assuming. Sorry,
They don't
just
ask.
be assuming. They don't ask.
Yeah, they just assume.
They just assume, and they think if you see a girl more than twice, you're automatically in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I just like, how do they? So do Korean women, are they used to that, so they just know the drill, or like do Korean men ask other Korean women, do they want to be in a relationship?
Or like,
And
are we just like an exception?
are we just an
just
exception?
got
Is it just different?
assumption as people?
Yeah,
Because I
don't know.
remember, you remember Kang Hyun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He never asked me to be his girlfriend. Like I was
Yeah.
seeing him for like a month.
A month.
A
yeah.
month at that point, and I was like, you know, like what's going on? Like, are we together or what? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like what is this kind of relationship, or we're friends, or more friends with benefits? And he's like,
Yeah.
no, you're my girlfriend. And he said it was like his full chest, and I
Yeah.
was like, you didn't ask me
Yeah.
to be your girlfriend. And he was like properly taken aback, like,
Yeah.
how was I supposed to? Like, you know, I thought we were together this whole time. And I was like, well, Beverly, you should probably have that conversation with the other person before you just assume.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I that's a part of the culture that I'll never understand, because it's just so like, how can you just assume that about somebody? And like, it seems very like non-consensual. Like you're sort of like assuming that you're in a relationship with
Yeah.
this person.
So you might as well just assume you're married then.
Yeah, it's
And be
literally.
like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you might as well. So yeah. Anyway, never saw him again really after that. And that was fine.
So we can maybe touch upon lesbian relationships
Yeah.
and maybe some stereotypes.
Yeah. Let's talk about the queer dating scene.
Yes. And maybe compare how quickly relationships move in queer relationships opposed to hetero relationships.
Yeah.
I think you would have a lot of input on that as well, since you
Yes.
dated both.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Me too, obviously.
Yeah, you, of
but
course,
like,
yeah.
now you're married to a man,
Ma'am,
so
yeah.
it must be different from your experience of dating a woman.
It is, yeah. So, but I would say, I think when I had my first girlfriend, that was when I kind of realized that I might be bisexual, because a lot of my previous
The fact that you didn't have a girlfriend did not make you really super.
No, it didn't, because at first I thought I was just attracted to men, and because you know, when I was 17, I had my first boyfriend. I had a number of boyfriends before I met my girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then when I actually like fancied another woman and like we fell in love, I was like, oh fuck, I think I might be bisexual then.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend at the time, she was Brazilian, and she you know, she was just like gold star, right? So never obviously had any interaction with men. She was just like as gay as they come. And
Was
then
born gay, practically.
born gay.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of internal conflict because I knew my parents wouldn't have been supportive of me being with a woman. So during the early stages of our relationship, I had to tell them, I had to tell them that she was a man and she was a guy and that she was my boyfriend. And like, it was just very, because I just didn't feel like I could actually tell them the truth. And then but I also lied to her as well, because I told her that I was also just gay, like I was also just a lesbian, which wasn't true either, because she didn't like bisexual women, and she wouldn't have continued to date me had she known that I was bisexual, and had she known that I'd been with men previously. So I was just trying to kind of keep everybody happy at the time. But then eventually I just came out to my parents and I was like, yeah, like I'm bisexual. And it was rough. Like my dad was a bit more understanding. He kind of was happy to sort of like listen and hear me out. But I think my mom, like, I think that just like added to the tension in our relationship between me and my mom for like a long time. And then she kept trying to get me to change my mind, and, you know, didn't really want Dee coming around the house. She didn't really want to be in the same room with Dee. So like, you know, my brothers were kind of exploring their music thing at the time. So whenever they had a gig and my family were going, obviously I wanted Dee to come along as well. But my mom didn't like her being around. And if she was around, if Dee put her hand, like her arm around me, or like held my hand, like it just made my mom really uncomfortable. So that was just like awkward. They just didn't, it was just a generational thing. Like I just don't think my parents, it just wasn't a thing in their generation when they were younger.
Yeah,
growing
my mom's
up.
the same.
Yeah, it just wasn't a thing. So yeah, my mom particularly had a really hard time with it, but my dad was kind of like, fuck it, like she'll figure it out. You know, men don't dwell on these kind of things. He was like, okay, fuck, so we might have a gay daughter, like, okay. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, that relationship turned out to be quite toxic. There was like a 10-year, 11-year difference between me and Dee as well at the time. So like, but I felt like I had to be the adult in the relationship more than her. So she was very like
And you
very
were
toxic.
younger than
And I was
her,
also younger.
yeah.
I was like, I think early, like 20, 21, something like that. And she was like coming up to 30, approaching 30. And it just like, yeah, it just, she was very insecure, very like toxic, and just very like annoying. I think annoying is like, she was just very like manipulative, and just like she was just kind of draining to be around, because you had to comfort her emotions all the time. And I
She
was
had like kind of baby her.
yeah, she wanted to be babied. And I just felt like this is a weird dynamic, because you're actually older than me and you should be able to navigate the relationship. Like, why am I having to navigate this nonsense? You know, it just felt, I was like, I never had this problem with boyfriends. Like, it just, yeah, it just didn't work. And then eventually I had to end it. She thought I was cheating on her. She always thought I was cheating on her.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. So yeah, but obviously now I'm happily married to a man, and that's fine. Like, obviously I can still have like a fancy towards women that I think are good looking, or I can acknowledge when a woman is good looking, but like,
obviously, like,
yeah,
your sexuality doesn't go away.
no, it
just
doesn't.
because you're
Yeah,
married to a
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you know.
But yeah, I'm happily married now, as I said. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I would say, from experience as well, I think relationship moves a lot quicker with girlfriends than with boyfriends.
Okay, explain.
So, I don't explain.
Well,
no, I feel under pressure. No, because from my experience, because obviously you've seen online as well, there's U-Haul lesbians, so they're practically like, U-Haul is like when you like move in, like after like a couple weeks of just seeing each other. And I feel like that's what I kind of experienced with Carolina,
Mm.
which is like my last relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my ex girlfriend. Obviously, like I felt like it was natural, like it made sense to me at the time because we were obviously living in different countries.
Yeah.
So you can't have much of a relationship if you're not in the same country. So it made sense for me to move to be with her
Yeah.
at the time. But like then I'm thinking about it when I was with Charlie, who was also in a different country.
Yeah.
I was not ready to move. Like I would not just like pack my bags and be like, yeah, I'm coming. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So like it is a bit different, I think. I don't know, maybe you just feel more safer when you're with a woman.
Yeah, I would agree
Opposed
with
to a
that.
man, that like you're more willing to take risks, perhaps.
But I wonder, like, when you around the time you met Charlie, like, I think maybe were your circumstances at home a bit different, which would have made moving harder, or like, do you think because you were
It
still
was
quite you were
still,
in like your early 20s still,
yeah,
so
but it still wasn't on the cards. Like when I was talking to
mm,
him about it, like we were like talking years in the future that we would
okay,
end up in the same place,
yeah,
like at the time. So it wasn't like a fast thing. But then with Carolina, it kind of made more sense.
yeah,
I don't know why. I was also older, so you
yeah,
would think I would think things through more. But no, I just like I literally came back from a trip of seeing her, and I was like, right, I bought my one-way ticket. Today I arrived back and packed my bags in like less than 2 months, and off I went.
off you went, yeah,
Yeah, it was like very like spur of the moment
yeah,
decision as well. But like I would say like they tend to sometimes move a lot quicker. It depends on your partner as well,
mm.
but in most, I would say they're much more intense to lesbian relationships to
Yeah,
a relationship with a man. Like I would say, from my personal experience, it's much more emotionally intense.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're like maybe because you're both women, so you emotionally more connect. It's also not just the relationship; it's also you have a friendship, a close friendship.
yeah.
You share more maybe perhaps than you would with a man. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're like obviously married to
I
one.
think so. Yeah, I fully agree with the emotional intensity. I think, and I think it does have something to do with the fact that you are both women. You're both operating on the same kind of type of hormonal cycle.
Yeah.
So, but I think that means that both of you, both partners, should have a really high level of emotional intelligence and a maturity. Whereas I find that like in hetero, now not all the time, like my husband is, he's highly emotionally intelligent, but I
Yeah.
think there's a stronger, like he doesn't have to be that all the time because I can pick up the emotional slack, whereas he can pick up a different type of, like, he can be more logical. I hate this argument, but let's just run with it for the moment. Whereas he can be a bit more logical, or he can carry his 50% of the relationship in a different way, and then I can do the emotional side of things, and I can do the domestic side of things, or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think um so I think there isn't, because I think there's more of a balance there in terms of what, like, my strengths versus his. Whereas I think in two female relationships, if it's two women, I think both partners have to carry quite a high level of an emotional load, because you have to manage your own emotions and theirs.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know. Am I
especially
wrong? Maybe.
no, because especially I would say from my past experiences as well, especially my recent one, when you're two women and one of them is more like, how to say, emotionally unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, more like, I don't know, prone to like tantrums, I suppose I would put it like that.
Okay.
Then you are kind of, you have to do not just mind your emotions, you have to like mind their emotions, same as you would D. I felt
Yeah.
like you felt like in that position you had to tiptoe around her to please
Mm.
her, but then who would look after you
Yeah.
at the
Exactly.
end of the day?
Yeah.
That's how I felt in my last relationship as well. I felt
Mm.
like I had to tiptoe around Carolina's feelings and how she felt, but then I was like, what about me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as intense as it is, it's not a 50-50 relationship most of the time.
Yeah.
So I feel like the more intense it is, the less 50-50 it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. And I think
Yeah.
you had a lot to deal with as well. You just moved to a totally different country. You'd moved away from everyone and everything that you'd known. And you're kind of facing blind into this relationship because you don't know someone until you live with them, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like the thing is, like when I moved there, like it was like she had a completely different personality all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It was like a whole 360.
Yeah.
Like it's like, who is this person?
Mm.
But then I felt like it was like I was tricked into loving you.
Mm.
Like you wanted me to see you in a specific way, and now that you got me, now you are free to do whatever you want.
Show your true colors.
Yeah. Especially now that like I'm living with you and I rely on you a lot more, I would feel more like cautious to be around you, like to make you feel more like safe or more loved or whatever
Yeah.
she wanted. So in that aspect, yeah, I felt like I was put in a very bad position.
Mm.
Austin sneezing.
Oh.
Bless you.
It's so loud.
We're having like a serious topic and Austin's like, oh.
Yeah. My poor baby.
Oh.
Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying like I felt like I was put in a very bad position at the time, because like I feel like if she was reversed situations and she was in my position and she came into my country and I did that to her, like she never thought like how I would feel, but I had to think how she felt in this moment. Like, oh, I moved in with her in her country, in her apartment, but like, but have you thought how I feel?
Yeah.
Like, you know, why is this only about you?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I left my job for you.
Yeah.
I left my life in a different city for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I left everything.
Your stability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty stable.
Yeah.
And I left everything to go be with you. And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, actually, you know what? After 3 weeks of being with you, I think I wasn't ready. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit like, this is something you should have thought about before. It's not like I just decided on my own that I'm just gonna arrive there and surprise her and I'm gonna be like, hey, surprise, I'm living with you. No.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it, obviously. Yeah. Like I'm not like a kind of person who would just like decide something on my own. Yeah. Without like actual like thought and conversation. Yeah. Like, you know, do you want this? Yes, okay, great. Let's do it then. Yeah. You know? But like I feel like that's why I think it's a bit different, because at the end of the day, I was left to think about her and not me. Yeah. And I forgot me in the process. Yeah. And that's why I feel like it's a bit different than dating a man. Yeah. That aspect, that's what you said as well. Like you, because like at the end of the day, like for example, if you feel an emotional sort of way, like for example, you know, Austin have like an argument or something and you get emotional, whatever, like he would at the end of the day also come and support you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But how I felt in my relationship with women, maybe I just got really bad batch of women, I don't know. Maybe it's just me problem, but I felt like at the end of the day, even if they were in the wrong, I was the one who was supposed to comfort them. Yeah. Like because they would start crying about their bullshit that they did. Yeah. I mean, if you're getting upset over a problem that you have caused, I just find that really like strange. Like I just think you've been really unlucky with the type of people you've dated, because I just think there's been such a serious lack of like accountability across the board, and it's just like, or like self-awareness as well. Like the lack of self-awareness is just crazy. Yeah. Or like empathy as well, like just basic human empathy. Well, I feel like there was no empathy as well towards from my ex-girlfriends, like even with Fernanda as well. I felt like at the end of the day as well, it was about her feelings and how she feels in this situation, even though like you put me in this situation as well. Like, what about my feelings? You know, it was never about, how does Nancy feel? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares how I feel? And I felt like in that aspect, like I know like Fernanda broke my heart, but I feel like Carolina destroyed it. I think Dee was very much the same. As like, I just don't really think she knew what she wanted, and I think she just changed her mind every single day and just decided to cause problems. I mean, to accuse somebody of cheating constantly is just so weird. With like no basis, no evidence, nothing. All because I actually did
could eventually tell her the truth at the end. We were in Dicey's with her Brazilian colleagues of all places, but I think I'd had it like a couple of drinks. Obviously, I must have, because I just like, I'm just going to tell Dee the truth because I'm not a straight ass lesbian. Like you know, I'm bisexual. I've dated men, and I was like, I just feel like I need to just tell her. So I actually think I told her. I pulled her aside in the club, and I was like, listen, I'm bisexual, because I thought one of her male colleagues was good looking. And I was like, listen, I'm bisexual. And she freaked out. She ran out the place. I actually ran after her.
That's so dramatic. This is
Yeah.
like a rom-com.
No, this girl truly thought that she was living in a movie. She actually was. She watched so much like romantic drama, like that was her thing. And I just think she wanted.
Did she watch her like Brazilian soap operas?
Yeah, I loved Brazilian soap operas. And I just think she thought that her life was like that. And anyway, she ran out of the place, and I actually ran after her, and I was like, because I wanted her to tell me what the fucking problem was. Like, I think, okay, yes, I'm bisexual, yes, I've been with men, but I'm with you now. Like, I'm with you now, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
it shouldn't matter.
So annoyed, like,
like I'm clearly, I choose you. Like, God.
And she was like, yeah, she just lost her mind over it, and was like, you know. And then, yeah, I think I had broken up with her in my head way before we actually physically broke up. Like, I had already moved on from her mentally.
Yeah.
And yeah, and sure, look, that was that. Yeah,
here we are now.
Yeah,
but like that's the point as well. Like when you're dating a man, like in no way, like at least from my experience, and I think from yours as well, it would ever move as quickly or as intensely as it would with a woman. Like, oh, my eyes twitching.
The memories.
I'm like, oh God, the trauma. Because like I feel like there are, like, I'm not saying all lesbian women are like this or all bisexual women are like this. Obviously there are good women out there, same as there's good men out there. And there's also obviously the bad apples that make you question your whole sanity and life and everything. But like I feel like there are a certain type of a lesbian out there that are usually quite intense at the beginning, who kind of want to, like, I don't know, get you or whatever. I don't know. They be like almost like love bombing you to have you be obsessed with them almost, and like, I don't know, get you to move in with them or whatever. And then once you're there with them on the same level that they wanted you to be with, then they start changing their mind. They don't know what they want, kind of like Dee as well. And I feel like Carolina did that a lot as well. Like she would change her mind every second day, like, oh, I want you, I don't want you, but like I want you, but like actually it's not enough that I want you. I'm just like, no, I'm mentally ready. But like, you know, but like then why? Like why would you, like, you need help?
So why are we doing this?
Because like, and obviously like there are good women out there who wouldn't do that, same as men. Because I've obviously there are men who are love bombers, but also I think as a bisexual it's a bit easier to be with a man in that aspect, because you don't expect that emotional level in a relationship as you would from a woman.
I agree.
So when you get that from a woman, it's like much more intense. And then they kind of, if they love bomb you, it's much more intense than if a man would. I think.
I think so. I agree.
So they kind of lift you up and then like a trash bag now.
Drop you down.
Drop you down, and you're just like whiplashed, and you're like, what happened?
Where did this come from?
Like who even are you? So that's why I think also lesbians get the stereotype name of U-Haul.
Okay.
Because of like the intensity, and that some couples are known to move in quite quickly, and then the relationship fizzles out quite quickly as well. Because I don't know, they live together, and then probably one of them is like, oh, I don't know if I want you, but actually I want you, and actually, you know, come back, and actually, you know what, no, go away. And I think that's why a lot of relationships as well, like women love women relationships, are like, a lot of them are not over their exes, because probably they have that toxic kind of a person in their life who are like kind of dragging them back all the time, and then putting them out like a doll, like, you know, yanking around and like, oh, I want you, but actually, you know what, get out.
I agree. I think why a lot of lesbians are they're still they tend to still be hung up on their ex well into a new relationship, or they just want to, I'm just out of a relationship, let me get into a new one real quick and start talking to someone real quick, because I think they're still riding that emotional high. And I think it's kind of, it's a fear of being alone as well. So they're like, I think they're kind of still chasing that emotional intensity that they maybe had with their ex or a former partner, and they're trying to find it in someone else, or they don't know what life is like without that emotional intensity. So then they're constantly trying to
They're
bombard
chasing like the
a new
high.
relationship with it, which can be quite toxic as well.
Which also ends up hurting another girl,
Another person,
another person, because of them trying to replace something that they've lost, and then they end up hurting everybody else after that, because they have end up with genuine feelings, and they were just there for like, I don't know, for the high of the what is the chemical called?
Oxytocin, dopamine,
the dopamine high. And
yeah, I think actually when things ended with D, because I just couldn't deal with how the emotion, how emotionally drained I was, I just decided, I was like, I'm just going to go back to dating men. Like, she actually put me off pursuing any other relationship with a woman. I was like, I need to just date a man, just for like, because I needed a break from feeling of 50 different emotions every day. You know, like, it was exhausting. I was like, I need something different.
Oh my god,
I need something different. Yeah.
Obviously I got with Carolina, and then after I came back, I was so emotionally destroyed that I literally was scared to literally meet women.
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
I know we would go out to like the gay clubs or gay bars, but like at the end of the day, like, emotional intimacy with a woman scared the shit out of me.
And then Amanda came along.
Amanda was before.
Was she before Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting my timelines confused.
That was during Fernanda.
I'm getting my timelines confused. Yeah. Sorry, proceed as you were saying. Elson.
Yeah. No, so the poor Elson as well, though.
Yeah.
Like, God bless her. She's a really nice girl. But I'm just like so traumatized to be like intimate with women or be close to women. Like, I would remember like Elson would try to hug me, and I'd be like,
yeah, but like, I think that's understandable.
Yeah, because like I was just like, I would be just like icky. I was like, no, like, it's not like she's not repulsive or anything like that. It was more like there's something wrong inside, like something's broken in me, that I'm just like averse to like being emotionally close to a woman because of my past relationship. And that's how I felt like when I came back, and I was like, maybe I should just go back to men. Because I was like, this is too much for me.
Yeah, it is. It's just too much.
Yeah, but like obviously after a while, like, I would still date a woman over a man, but at the time I really considered my options. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Because everyone always says, like, you know, straight women love to say this, like, oh, I should just become a lesbian. I was like, really? Do you want to try
and see how you get on?
Try and come back to us.
Come back to us afterwards.
You think it's better, but and you could ask, probably most bisexual and lesbian women will answer you with this question. I was like, try.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
It's really not easier.
No,
and you're gonna wish you were with a man. You will.
You wish a man broke your heart over a woman, because that's just tragic. Because I think like
it's more vindictive when a woman does it.
Because I think it's like more personal, because you're a woman as well, and you feel like the betrayal on such a personal level as well. You're like, how could you? Like, you're supposed to be better than me. You're supposed to understand me. You're supposed to share this. And then you're just there like, what the fuck?
It's more personal and vindictive. Whereas if a man breaks your heart, you're kind of like, okay, like, come back to me tomorrow, like, see you later.
See you later. Like, I remember like when I used to date men more often, like, if a man would like throw a tantrum or like break up with me or like whatever, it's easier to get over it, I think, than with a woman. Because also women can fucking fuck you up with just their words, like, you know, like they know what
they know
to
how
say.
to cut you.
Because they know.
It's they're driven by emotion. You know? So they know what's really gonna hurt you.
Well, men are kind of like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Like, okay. Cool down.
So is your mom, like,
okay, cool down and come back to me later.
You'll be fine.
You know? That's what I mean. Like, from personal experience, I think, for me, it has been easier to get over men than women.
Yeah.
So when I had my breakup with Carolina, like I think I told you as well a couple of times that like I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I'm just waiting for the moment to pass for me to be okay inside or whatever, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
I just felt like, what the fuck? Like felt like I was like stuck in this like loop or matrix where I'm just like constantly thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just happened, even though it happened like almost a year ago. I'm just still like, what the fuck is that?
Almost a year ago was crazy.
Yeah. But when I came back I think for the first half a year, I didn't have a concept of time.
Yeah.
Like I was still living in that moment for ages.
Yeah. I can see that. I think that, because it's rough, like, and you're kind of like, it feels like you've kind of gone from one extreme to the other, like super quickly. So yeah, your whole rhythm is just thrown off. Yeah.
It's like one rough breakup after the other,
and you're trying to understand what the fuck happened and why am I back in Ireland? There,
I was like shipped back like an Amazon parcel. Like literally boxed up. Okay, off you go to your parents' house. I'm fucking 31 years old and been sent back to my mommy's house. Like I'm a fucking little kid. Like, no want you go home.
Playtime's over.
Playtime's over. Kindergarten is closed.
See yourself out.
Yeah, God.
That was actually diabolical. The fact she sat down in front of your eyeballs and booked your ticket as well.
Yeah, like, and she was like, literally, call your mom.
Like non-negotiable. Like,
yeah, non-negotiable. And then like she cried later on in the day
because she was like, didn't want you to leave.
Yeah, she was like, what have I done?
Carolina, I've been asking myself that question since I moved here.
What have you done?
Yeah.
No, because like, but like, what do you mean? What have you done? Like, you did it. You tell me what you've done. I don't know. You should know.
I'm not in your head. Like,
yeah, literally, I don't know what you're thinking. I'm trying to figure that out too, because you did this to me. Like, you know, and she's like, what have I done? And
it's like me drinking 50 shots and being like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, you stood at the bar and you purchased
the shots, paid for them,
and then you put the shot in your body.
Yeah, nobody made you. Like, nobody asked you to do this. You just woke up and chose violence that day, and you decided this is what I'm gonna do. And then 5 hours later, you're crying, throwing up, and saying, "What have I done?"
Okay. No, the only person who knows it's you, bitch.
It's you. I'm sorry, but like I would like to know what you have done.
Do you want me to get a private investigator to help you figure it out? Like, I know. I think it's like, but that's what I mean. It's like this lack of self-awareness is just like actually scary. It's scary.
It is scary, yeah.
Because she's fully asking you that, like, as if you're supposed to tell her what she's
as if I've done something. Or
what have you done? You've just booked my flight ticket.
Yeah, that's what have I done? You sent me home to my mother.
Yeah.
At my big age.
In this big year of 2026.
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah.
And then you're just there throwing up and fucking crying, and I'm there comforting you. Like, why am I comforting you? You're sending me away. You bought the ticket.
Yeah.
Like, why am I comforting you? You should be comforting me. You should be fucking telling me sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm just there, like, oh, there. It's gonna be okay. Fuck me, like.
Oh my god. It's you actually couldn't write it.
No,
you actually couldn't.
That's what I told you today earlier as well. I'm just today in the shower, just thinking, what the fuck is my life?
On the Instagram,
it's like I'm constantly living out of a fucking episode of a reality TV.
I feel like you're in Euphoria. Like that's how it feels.
Some fucking thriller book with a plot twist after a plot twist.
Giving the readers fucking whiplash. Every time we text, I'm like. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I remember. I'd be like, I would text you and I'd be like, "Oh, Carolina would send me home," and you're like, "Right." 1 hour later, she doesn't want to send me home anymore. She loves me now.
Yeah, an hour later, it's like, "I'm staying."
Yeah, and that went on for like a week before I actually came back. Like,
I was pretty exhausted. I saw your text and you were like, "I'm coming home," and I was like,
I didn't say nothing. I was like, "I'm coming home," and then you said what, and I was like, "Yeah, my flight is tomorrow," and you were like, "Whoa."
But I thought you had made that decision, and then when you told me Carolina's like booked my tickets, I was like,
You're like
yeah,
she just decided she's gonna do it.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, well, okay, I'm not gonna pay for it because I paid to come here.
No,
so
no, no, fuck that. You
yeah,
shouldn't have to, because
no,
you don't
obviously,
want to leave.
no.
So why would
She
you pay for
wanted
it?
So
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
like I paid to come here.
Yeah.
Like the least you can do is pay me to leave.
If you want me to leave, because I don't want to leave.
Yeah. This is not my decision. This is whatever is going on up here. Like, you know, and then you're asking me, what have I done? What have I done? I don't know. I'm sorry, just laughing through the trauma.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can laugh through the trauma now. Yeah.
Because obviously before I cried. And I'm laughing about that too now. But I remember I texted you on my way back home and I was like, yeah, I cried on the plane home. And you're like, oh, you'll be okay. And then I think I saw you like a week after.
Yeah.
And I would be like,
Yeah.
and I just went on my antidepressants as well.
Oh yeah, it was
so
rough.
I got really drunk from like 3 beers.
Yeah.
And I was an emotional mess. And you were like, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. No judgment.
But now, obviously, after a while, like, all you can do is just laugh along with your trauma.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be sad for the rest of your life, and we can't have that.
No, we can't.
No. To have the good, we have to get over the bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And make a joke out of the bad to feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just laugh at these people because, like, they obviously just are so miserable within themselves. Like, they
have to make other people miserable around them. Like, they have to, like,
it's like a parasite. Like,
it be it over because of their trauma, their experience. They put it out on their next relationship, even though it's not their fault.
Yeah,
the new person's fault, or they're just fucking, I don't know, mentally unwell. Yeah. For whatever reason, they just need other people around you to suffer. Because I had like my grandma as well, who was an alcoholic. She had this thing. She had to ruin everyone else's day for her to have a good day. Like, she would literally have an argument with someone in the house and then sit there happy with herself because she's having a good day because she's
caused a bit of
drama,
problems.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like there's people like that, certain people like that out there. I felt like I was made to be miserable because of other person's trauma.
Yeah, and realistically, you just need to. I know everyone says, yeah, but like, it's my trauma, and I'm just, which is okay, fine. But also, I think you as an adult, like, yes, it's a shame that whatever you've been through happened to you. I don't think anybody should have to trauma. Yeah, everyone does. Yeah. But I do think it is your responsibility to try and heal that trauma as best you can. Easier said than done.
Also, as an adult, it's your responsibility to let your partner know what's going on up here. You need to be honest. You need to communicate. And be like, look, I'm the way I am, and we might have like these issues, but like, please bear with me. I'm working on myself. Like, be honest. Don't just do random shit and be like, oh yeah, actually I have trauma. And you know how I learned how Carolina has a trauma? Not from her. From her friend. Her friend told me. And I'm like, well, I love that she's having this conversation with you about our relationship, but not to me.
Yeah.
She's in a relationship with. Like, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, just be honest with your partner or who you're trying to date. Look, I have these problems. Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna go. Because that's what I told Elson as well. I'm like, look, I don't know if I can commit. Like, you know? Yeah. I was honest from the start. Like, I'm in this situation and I don't know if I can do this or not. Yeah. And I have this trauma and I'm trying to heal. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Just be honest. Yeah. Don't traumatize someone else just because of someone else's trauma. Like, you know?
Yeah, like, as Nancy said, like, don't be unpredictable and just do nasty things and then blame the person's reaction to the weird shit that you've done. I think, you're right. Like, you have to communicate. And I think it shows self-awareness as well if you can acknowledge it and say to somebody you're in a relationship with, like, hey, like, this is what I've been through, it sucks, but I may react XYZ to these triggers or whatever. I'm working on it, as you said.
Or like, be like, oh, like, look, I have these certain triggers, like, please try your best, you know, and we'll try to work around it. Like, how can I know what is your trigger if you don't tell me?
If you don't tell me, yeah.
Like, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know.
But if you don't tell someone and then say they accidentally trigger you and you just lash out at them, it just seems unreasonable because that person doesn't know what they've done. Yeah. And then so you have to tell them.
Yeah, but then they turn around and be like, your reaction is your own fault, and I'm like, how is this my fault?
No.
Your actions are a reaction, like,
Yeah.
I'm just reacting to your actions. Like, that's not my fault.
No, it's not. I think it's crazy. I think it's actually a form of like emotional manipulation if you are getting angry at someone for their reaction to something that
Them
you've
being
done.
like angry at you or whatever they've done to you.
Yeah, like say I had like a lot of unresolved trauma, and like say I didn't tell you, and then God forbid you accidentally said something to me that triggered me or something, and then I lash out at you and I start to be really like abusive towards you, and then you get upset,
Yeah.
and then I blame you for having that reaction.
Yeah. Well,
like that's just
that's
makes no
insane.
sense.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
need to be
actually insane. Like,
institutionalized.
yeah, you need therapy. You
Yeah,
need help.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but you
Yeah.
do. And I feel like people who need that sort of help or need to work on themselves have no business in dragging someone else in a relationship
into their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just work on yourself first. Come
on, guys.
Let's not traumatize each other.
Yeah.
World is hard enough already.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Communication is really, really important across in friendships, relationships, platonic,
any
sexual, whatever.
sort of relationship.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah. And if you value the people in your life, you will make that change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can end.
I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Anyways, thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps us out a lot. And love you guys. Peace. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.